Hey. Yo, yo. There we go. What's good, y'all? Let me make sure everything. Let me know if the audio messed up. Sound kind of chop. Alright. Yeah, yo. All right. What's good, y'all? I know y'all like, yo, damn, 2 days in a row? He doing it like that? Must be different. Yeah, man, it's definitely different over here. It's definitely different over here. Checking in with y'all, making sure everything good, everything Gucci. Um, if you can see by the title, things is getting a little real. You feel me? The law is definitely taking matters into their own hands, and they getting tired of people running, man. They getting tired of people, finessing, going crazy on social media and all of the above. And mind you, at the end of the day, you'll never catch everybody, okay? But they definitely making it tougher for people, and just stay alert. I gotta keep y'all on point. You feel me? Because I know y'all like y'all cars. I know y'all like y'all speed, like I do. So yeah, we gonna have to definitely be careful with how we forward because they be the same. It's rare that these engine cop cars like that, but sometimes it does. So that's where we at with it. So let me jump in. Real quick. So, like, really not playing. I'm back over here. Alright, make sure y'all Gucci. You see my screen. Let's get into it. There's a new V8 stealth SUV hunting down highway speeders. It's off my. You may be familiar by now with the acronym PPV, which stands for Police Pursuit Vehicle. We often report on specially modified vehicles destined for field duty with America's officers. Sometimes it's a Chevy Caprice or a Blazer EV. Remember, I put y'all on that Chevy Caprice way back, and you can still to this day pull up at 6, 7 bands, V8. Feel me? Chopping down the block, going crazy with that interior trash, but you buy it for that. Sometimes it's Dodge Charger, sometimes it's more interesting like a V8 Ford Mustang. Okay, mind you, also they just recently pulled those out, especially right now. Um, you just gotta keep your head on the pivot, y'all. I don't know if I ever told y'all the story, but at one point I was on the highway doing my thing, regular day, and I forgot where it's heading. I don't know if I was on the work or wherever, right? Got on to the ramp, just got on the ramp. Speed when you get on the ramp to get on the highway. So I'm doing my thing, and I had like the windows down. It was a hot day, and like I'm just passing like this car that I just merged on, and there was a car next to me. I kind of him right, and out of nowhere I heard like a loud sirens. I'm like, yo, what? What the cops are like? Like almost like on some ambulance? Like I didn't see no fire truck, no ambulance, and I looked to my right, I didn't see nobody. I looked to my left. This man was in a red Chrysler 300 with a badge on. That man said, telling me to slow down. I'm like, I was shook, y'all. The rest of the ride, I was shook. Like, yo, nah, that's different. Chrysler 300, unmarked completely, like a red car. Look, just like this, just a red car. I'm like, nah, that's crazy. Play differently. You feel me? You just gotta keep it picked. Now I warn you about another action if you drive a car on America's roads. SMPV, special police force. What should be worried? Or why should be worried? The SMP concept is not that new. That have been specifically commissioned and special purpose police for decades. However, modern highway patrol unit as well stand for stealth nowadays. That's the game when it condemns drivers guilty of dangerous so-called video game behavior on public roads. That's what I was telling y'all, man. Don't mind me. I'm just going crazy. It's been raining like ridiculously. You feel me? So yeah, don't mind me. But that's what I was telling y'all. Like, it's getting to a point now, y'all, where it's just like y'all kind of I know it's not my subscribers, but it's to a point where people are literally doing things where it's like they're begging the Lord to just come for them. Like, yo, come get me. Matter of fact, let me organize my page just so you where I be at when I be there. Just so next time I do some crazy stuff, you can pull up on me and you can take me to jail. Like that's really what it looked like at this point, y'all. Like people really going crazy. Whether it be like the white lining, I don't know what that is, the white lining on the highway, in the traffic, going crazy, getting into accidents, crazy, and just people doing burnouts in the middle of the road. I seen one at a stoplight intersection doing a donut. Came out the blue because they had the green light. Car came out of nowhere, ran right into him. I don't know if they passed or what. I haven't heard anything more about that story. I just seen the video. Yep. But yeah, it's just like at this point, it's like for what, bro? Like you see over these people doing donuts. Like doing donut can't be that fun. Like for real. Like okay, I understand you in a fast car. You in a or maybe not even a fast car. You in a car that you could burn tires up and get loose. Why is that something that feel as though you need to do everywhere at all times? Like you would have thought that like women was just ready, soaking. Like I can't wait till he do a donut. I'm jumping in his car and go home. Like the amount you see that, you literally think that like, yo, y'all really going crazy. Like there's an incentive behind this that you're about to get and just go crazy. Like it just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it's at a point now I can't even blame the law. You feel me? It's unfortunate because I don't want it, but you know, everybody messes up a good thing for everybody else and make people go crazy, make people go harder, you know, trying to get these people and crack down and stuff like that. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right. There's a need for a vehicle that still has police markings and a strong presence when activated, way and not lit up, or when the target's moving at a high rate of speed per se. So look at this. They got the Durango, y'all. Now I highly doubt this is the Hellcat, right? I highly doubt that. This might be a little SRT, you know, maybe a SRT, but look, how many gray Durangos you be seeing like this? You feel me? You see them often. Look, like if you didn't see this right here, you would definitely assume maybe the wheels give it away too. Definitely the roof. Matter of fact, FYI, y'all. FYI, if you don't see a roof rack, Ford Explorer, a Dodge Durango. Sometimes they be having like pickup trucks too. If you don't see a roof rack, just slow down. It's a cop car. Just know that. See this right here? The roof rack is missing because they need all of their electronic stuff on the top of the hood. I mean, on the top of the roof of the car. So if you don't see, look at this. No roof racks. None. Feel me? None of these will ever have a roof rack. That is the first telltale sign that you need to look for if you worried about getting caught. You feel me? Getting pulled over. You feel me? Definitely watch out for that. The new Dodge Durango SMPV. Meet the new stealthy Dodge Durango on order from the California Highway Patrol and Missouri State Highway Patrol, with more likely to follow if they're successful. The purpose of the new stealth kits is to blend into traffic just enough to observe the most reckless and dangerous behaviors without immediate detection. According to CHP news release, the CHP Durangers will retain their regular production paint job with simpler scaled-back decals in Missouri. The State Patrol gets a more stealthy decal pack that is hard to see at all during the day, but reflective at certain angles. Yeah, I mean, fun fact as well, where I'm at, feel me? I'm in NC, you feel me? I be in the Charlotte area a lot. They already have this. So they have Ford Explorers that's just straight white. All white. Until you catch it at the right angle is the only time you're going to see an actual sign on the side of that car. That's a state trooper or police or whatever the case may be. They got Ford Explorers like that. They got Mustangs like that. They got that Chrysler was an anomaly. That's the only time I seen a Chrysler, you feel me? They got Ford Taurus very rarely. They kind of like got those Ford Taurus out of here for the most part, but sometimes you'll see some of those Chargers as well. They'll have it literally where it's all black and like literally see these they're giving it up.
Like I told you where I'm at, the decals literally be black.
But like I told you where I'm at, the decals literally be black and reflective. You feel me? They be black and reflective, so you gotta watch out for that. It is pretty crazy. They're not playing no games, you see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely an issue. All right, so all models come equipped with the automakers Hemi V8 gas engine and emergency lighting from every angle for when they want to be seen. For the CHP, at least officers will retain their full normal uniform and mostly stick to multi-lane freeways.
Yep. See, it be looking just like this, y'all.
Right. So you see this is old back in the day. Okay. V8. Yep. Okay. The CHP reports that speeding is determined to be a factor in at least a third of all crashes and a major contributor to increased injury or death in these incidents. The department reports that there are around 390,000 crashes in California on an annual basis, and they receive more than 1,000 reports of reckless driving every day on some of the busiest roads in the country. In 2024, the CHP issued 18,000 citations for triple-figure speeding violations. I ain't gonna lie, right? Like, to be fair, a lot of people in Cali got money because you have to have money to live out there. And the people who got money, they buying fast cars. And the people who buying fast cars want to enjoy their fast cars. And sometimes that does mean that you're on the highway and you really pushing it. Maybe not to the absolute limit, but you definitely pushing it. You know, and that's why a lot of people be heading towards a different part of the country. You feel me? Be a risk that you're going to take. And, you know, they really strict out in Cali, you know, as far as exhaust and the sound of your car, all of the above. They'll literally give you a ticket if you look like you a racer. You see what I'm saying? So certain areas are a little different. Where I'm at, it's more of a like a V8 type of state. Everybody want muscle cars where I'm at. You feel me? So it's kind of different. You don't really see a lot of the foreigns like that. You see foreigns for sure, but like not like no Cali. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, every place is a little different. I can see that though. It makes sense. It makes sense. Okay. California will deploy a new fleet of 100 Dodge Durango stealthy SMPVs across the state by June, with the first 25 rolling out in various regions this week, joining a regular fleet of CHP Dodge Chargers and Ford Explorers that have a more traditional black and white paint and decal scheme. Damn. Audi's going crazy, y'all. Hold on, let me just check. Okay. All right.
Okay,
So that's it right here. All right. So, yeah, just know if you in the Cali area, Dodge Durangos will probably be coming to you very soon.
You know,
be on the lookout. Hold on 1 second. Be on the lookout, y'all. All right. Hold on 1 second. Yo, my allergies is going crazy. You feel me? It's been raining every day where I'm at. And now it finally stopped. And since it stopped,
It's like
pollen and everything up in the air. You feel me? Hold on 1 second. We back. All right. Let me double check this right here. All right. So remember when we was talking about how there's gonna be a lot of future classics, right? I was telling y'all there's gonna be a lot of future classics. Just keep your head on a pivot because these are cars that I believe is going under the radar. Nobody's really giving them attention, and they will be icons sooner than later. And maybe not icons. Icons is maybe a strong word, but they're definitely gonna be more valuable in the future than they are right now. Because I believe a lot of these cars are going under the radar. That was the last video, right? So right now, I'm gonna back
by showing you
certain cars that had that same,
I would say,
example. Like it was the same example for these cars, right? When they came out, a lot of these, right? Maybe not all, for the most part, they had the same thing going for them.
They came
Out, people wasn't buying, wasn't with them, and then sure enough, years later, they started appreciating them. You know how it go. You know the saying, like, people don't appreciate things until it's gone, right? This is one of those scenarios. Especially right now, you got to understand we're in a sensitive time. Electric cars is on the rise, and V8s is on the decline. You know, like inline fours is on the incline, where they're trying to just get power, V8 power out of inline
Nobody really asks for that.
fours. Nobody really asks for that, but it is what it is. So it's like you gotta understand and be able to pivot. Like, yo, know what to go for, especially what's under the radar. You see what I'm saying? That's what we excel at. We always checking the market and make sure we not missing nothing. So let me put y'all on, cause I'm gonna show y'all pretty much like how this happened already. Like, and I think we're at the perfect time where it's gonna happen again. All right, so cars that went from sales disasters to automotive icons.
Some like the Ferrari F355 or
Automotive icons aren't always appreciated in their own time. Some like the Ferrari F355 or BMW E46 M3 got universal praise straight out the box. But other motoring legends took a bit longer to gain widespread acceptance. Shaping and predicting customer needs is always a tricky business. An edgy new body style, different engine design, or even a name change can sometimes leave an automaker with a car that customers just don't get.
Without the funds to make good on their purchases. In other cases, the design may be too far.
We talking about McLaren here. Sometimes the market changes overnight, leaving prospective buyers without the funds to make good on their purchases. In other cases, the design may be too far ahead of its time. Okay? Think about it, y'all. What you think right now, just come off the top of your head that the design is like different. Like, it don't work now, but it might work in the future. We found 10 cars that were sales disasters due to these factors when new, but have since become desirable icons. Some to their inherited greatness, others despite it. To qualify for this list, vehicles had to have been a tough sell when new, but later became highly desirable and or cult classics. All data was sourced from the relevant manufacturer. The law of Rick. I'm gonna keep it player, okay? I'm gonna keep it player with y'all. This, to me, is probably the ugliest Aston Martin of all time. Some may disagree, some may agree, but this right here, I know it's different. Maybe some of the tech, I seen Doug DeMiro's video on this. The tech was definitely innovative. This one doesn't look as bad as the first one, but I don't know, y'all. See, look, this one look
better than this one.
better than this one.
I don't know about that.
But this is how y'all feel about this? Oh, that's the only pictures they got? All right, cool. This came equipped with a 5.3 liter V8, 280 horsepower, 301 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, what we talking? 7.9 seconds. Very, very slow, okay? Very slow. But, I mean, it was a long time ago. So, whatever. The 1970s Aston Martin Lagonda looks like a car designed for a future that never materialized. I mean, if that's what you want to call it, whatever. The wedgie design language was popular during that era and was also seen on the Lotus Esprit, Lancia Stratos, and most famously the Lamborghini Countach S-Horus, with stunning but far more traditional bodywork. Aston's customers weren't convinced that the Lagonda was their vision of the marque's future, and just 645 cars were produced over a 16-year production run. The car's woeful reliability and temperamental digital dashboard, a world first, didn't help much either. These days, their rarity and crazy styling make them highly desirable classics, with mint examples selling for over 100,000. Horribly neglected ones, meanwhile, are being converted into EVs. So that's kind of crazy. Let me just go back up real quick so y'all can peep. I mean, I was a fan of the boxy type of cars. You feel me? I did like that era of cars. This one in particular, they should have showed a little more pictures on the interior. Like I said, I do think they were innovative with the tech that they had. But the exterior, to me, there's no way in heavenly hell I would pay 100,000 for this. There's just no way. I mean, but again, I get it. It's an Aston, so even when it came out, only certain people was going to get this car. This wasn't for everybody. You had to have acquired taste, and that's really what the brand Aston Martin stands for. And if y'all know me, y'all already know that is my favorite brand. Although, of course, I rock with Nissan. All right. Number 9. The BMW M1. This was from 1978 to 1981. Let's take a look. If y'all play Need for Speed, you already know you done rocked with this before. You feel me? This is definitely a legend. This came equipped with a 3.5 liter inline 6, 200 torque in 6 seconds. Okay. While the very first M car may have been the 530 MLE, the M1 that followed a year later was the first to wear the coveted M badge, and it looked and drove like an exotic supercar. Developed to go racing, it was a mechanical masterpiece, but design delays and production issues saw it arrive later than expected. Pricing was also ambitious for an automaker that had till now focused mostly on sporty family sedans. The end result was a short production run of just 3 years, during which 453 cars were built. Of course, with the subsequent M models cementing BMW's place as one of the world's top sports car manufacturers. And M1 today is one of the most valuable BMWs you can buy. Now, this is a hot take. I probably told y'all this already in one of my videos, and I still stand firm. I'm supposed to take this car's place. If they would have done that and made the i8 the flagship BMW, I think that car will go down in history on like the LFA level, or probably better, right? Because I think BMW would have made a better driver's car for that, if that was their mindset going into it. The i8 had everything going for it. The look, complexity, the tech, it was just different, especially for when it came out, right? The car was different. It just was lacking the powertrain. It was lacking the engine to really come out as a supercar. I really do believe BMW dropped the ball with that, and I don't really feel like BMW drops the ball too often, to be honest. Some may disagree, but I feel like BMW usually be on point with a lot of their stuff, but I think they really dropped the ball with the i8 because that could have been their flagship model.
That could have been their supercar. You feel me? So
That could have been their supercar. You feel me? So I think it's just unfortunate that they did that, but it is what it is.
Number 8, the DeLorean DMC-12.
Number 8, the DeLorean DMC-12. This was produced from 1981 to 1983. Take a look at a couple pics. I mean, everybody know this car. You feel me? Everybody know this car.
This came equipped with a
2.85 liter different V6. 128 horsepower. 162 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, what we talking? 8.8 seconds, supposedly. Very slow car.
You don't have to be.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be a car fan to recognize the DeLorean DMC-12. It gained immortality in the Back to the Future movies, but in real life, it would have struggled to get up to 88 miles per hour, let alone perform smoky burnouts. And the prod of the throttle. Okay, whatever. The DMC-12 may have looked like a supercar, but its underpowered 2.8 liter V6 gave it less than ideal performance. See, I had to look that they just dropped the ball. If this car was a supercar back then, this would have been so much more sought after. It's more money, so much more of a classic, and it's still a classic. The movie put this all the way up. I don't know if y'all remember. Every time I see this car, I think about these. And it's not even a car. I think about these shoes. I don't know if y'all know, but these are the most expensive shoes in the world for a very long time. I don't know if they still are. But these were the most expensive shoes in the world at one point. Which is crazy. Like, just look at them. I remember, I think when they came out, it was back in like 2011 or something like that, maybe 2010.
Yo, the first ones went on sale for like 60 bands.
10.
I think it may have been more than that.
Yo, the first ones went on sale for like 60 bands. I think it may have been more than that. Maybe more than 60 bands. Crazy, y'all. It was crazy. But yeah, I always just put those two and two together. Like, yo, in order to have those and you pull out one of these, crazy. But yeah, I think they missed the mark with this car. This car was really nice though. I rock with. Even today, I think this still look different. It's cool. I rock with that. All right. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, early interest in this car was sky high, but customer interest soon dropped, and that allied to overproduction and a looming recession saw the company go out of business with just 9,000 cars built. Tidy examples are sought after these days, and some owners have even converted their cars into time machine clones, complete with flux capacitors, which is cool. You know, it has its own community, which is cool. All right, number 7, Ferrari Dino 206 to 246. This was out for 1966. Okay. Yeah, this right here is hard too. Yeah, you already know about this one. All right, this came equipped with a 2.4 liter V6, 192 horsepower, 166 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, what we talking? 7 seconds, estimated. The Dino 206 arrived in 1967 as an entry-level model to slot in below the Marquis traditional front-engine V12 models. Its mid-engine 2-liter V6 was considered a bit underpowered, and it was replaced by a 2.4-liter version in 1969. Ferrari traditionalists still didn't consider it to be a true Ferrari, and the manufacturer itself never put a Ferrari badge on it. In hindsight, the 206 and 246 have proven to be some of the best handling and most beautiful Ferraris of this era, and perfect examples have sold for over 600,000 in recent years. So that's crazy. Imagine you paying $600,000 for a car that had 2.4 liter V6 with 192 horsepower and 166 pound-feet of torque. That's really crazy to me. But I mean, it definitely has the look of something different. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of a Jaguar in a way, and kind of like a Ford GT. Got that acid in the back, hard. But yeah, I guess I can see that. It makes sense.
All right, number 6.
All right, Ferrari 365 GT4, 2+2/400/412. Okay, this was out for 1972 to 1989. I remember this. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, this is cool. This kind of give me JDM feels. You feel me? This definitely don't look like no Ferrari. This look like a JDM type. This came equipped with a 4.4 liter V12, 335 horsepower. Torque. How you not gonna give me the torque, man? Stop it. Let's see if we can get it real quick, y'all. What's the torque on this John? What's the torque on this John? How you not gonna have that?
318 pound-feet of torque. Wait, did he have the 0 to
318 pound-feet of torque.
0 to 60, 7 seconds. Okay.
Wait, did he have the 0 to 60 on there?
Not bad.
0 to 60, 7 seconds. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Before V12, that is bad technically, but hey, it was a minute ago. The Ferrari 365 GT4 2+2 was another 1970s car that embraced the wedge styling fad, and as a result, it looked nothing like any of the marque's earlier models. Designed to replace the 365 GT 2+2, it was larger and more luxurious, but customers weren't convinced by its design language. Ferrari persisted, and the 400 that followed looked nearly identical. It was also the first Ferrari ever to feature an automatic transmission, a 3-speed unit sourced from GM. See, and you already know when cars are the first of anything in their production line or in their, I would say,
when cars just a one of one,
I guess,
in their own brand, right?
I don't know how to say it really. When cars just a one of one in their own brand, right, it's always going to stand out. People are
came to me and told me like, yo, you see that right there? That was the first ever Ferrari.
always going to look at it like, yo, you got the first of this, you got the first of that. So like, off rip, if anybody just came to me and told me like, yo, you see that right there? That was the first ever Ferrari that was an automatic. I'm already going to know it's going to hold value. You see what I'm saying? Like, obviously, it's the first of its kind, one of a kind, you know? So it's understandable. All right.
These cars are now desirable and valuable left field alternatives.
The era knows ones. Wait, did I already read this? The 400i and 412 follow both, continue to wedge theme and all. 2,907 of all variants were produced. These cars are now. That makes sense to me, you know. And I'll just kick my ass, y'all. But yeah, that makes sense to me. Like I said, first of its kind, and it looked good. Like, look at the interior of this.
Back in what, 1972?
Back in what, 1972 to 1989, it looked like this. Red guts, you feel me? I like that. I ain't mad. Like I said, it's rocking with it. All right, number 5, the Jaguar XJ220. This was out from 1992 to 1994. Quick story. I'm probably still gonna cover this car in more detail. I always liked this car. Fun fact, back when we were kids, me and my sister, this was her favorite car. I never forget it. She had like a toy car of this, but like one of the big ones, you see what I'm saying? And, it was silver, just like this too. And I remember, and I'm like, it was just a different looking car. I never liked the front, but I always liked the back and just the shape of this car. See, like the front to me always looked a little weird, but it was always legendary though, even as a kid. And look, you in the middle of the cockpit. Come on, like, no Diddy. But yeah, you know, it's different. You feel me? It's different. I like equipped with a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, 542 horsepower, 475 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, what we talking? 3.6 seconds. Different, y'all. Moving back then. This was absolutely a supercar back then, and I just don't feel as though it got its due credit, and that's why it's on this list. But nobody really talks about this car, and this was definitely official. One way to limit sales of your upcoming supercar is to promise your clients a V12.
Take hundreds of deposits, then deliver a turbocharged.
Take hundreds of deposits, then deliver a turbocharged V6 instead. That's factual.
Wow.
Yes, that is very
That is the
factual.
one-line
Wow.
summation
That is the one-line summation of the Jaguar XJ220's development. It explains why fewer than 300 cars were built, with many remaining unsold for years after production ended. The XJ220 was stunning though, and immensely quick, but it was too big, and contemporary road testers found it hard to drive at the limit. After years of depressed values, the XJ220
prices rising from the low 200,000 mark
is $1 million in recent years. So that's a big jump, y'all. That's a big jump. But if you promise the people something, I mean, can you really be mad if they don't cop it? I mean, a V12 to a V6, like, yo, you lost half my engine. What happened? I put a deposit on something, you took half the engine from me, and you still want me to? Nah, you disrespecting me. I can't go with it. But
yeah, this is definitely a nice car, yo.
Yeah, this is definitely a nice car. Number 4, the McLaren F1, legendary. This was out from 1992 to 1998. With a 6.1 liter V12, 627 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, what we talking? 3.2 seconds. So, we all knew about this car. All right, this was the fastest car in the world for a very long time. Super legendary, super classic. Everybody knows about it. This was the Bugatti before the Bugatti, right? But one thing threw me off, y'all. And let me know if y'all knew this. This is what threw me off with this. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why didn't we know this? Why wasn't this talked about? And maybe y'all can tell me. Maybe because this was in production. That's the only thing that could really make sense of this. So watch, right? Top speed. We knew this was the fastest
car for the longest, right? 240, right?
car for the longest, right? 240. Excuse me. 240 was a record. A later test reached 243, right? All right, remember those numbers. Let me see. What was that called? What was that called? What was it, like the? Was it the Hammerhead? Oh no, I'm bugging. Hold on. Let me see. Damn, what was it? Oh, here we go. Tell me if y'all know about this, y'all.
The fastest Corvette ever made came out
35 years
ago. Remember that number I gave, right? Remember that number I gave?
Oh wait, no, it was 240. What? 240, 243, right? In the late 1980s, the idea of an American sports car breaking the 250 mile per hour barrier was an impossibility. The fastest Chevrolet Corvette offered at the time made 240 horsepower, and even the world's most advanced supercars, the Porsche 959 and 42 horsepower, had only just cracked the 200 mile per hour mark. Then the new C4 generation Corvette was good, but any serious belief it would give these models a run for their money was a joke. Yet in 1988, the Callaway Cars, a small American tuning company led by Reeves Callaway, built a Corvette that changed everything. The Sledgehammer, that's what I was looking. I said Hammerhead. Yeah, Sledgehammer.
A heavily modified 1988 Corvette C4.
A heavily modified 1988 Corvette C4 became the fastest street legal. So it was a street legal car with a top speed of 254 miles per hour. So tell me why my whole childhood and a lot of y'all childhood or teenage years or maybe early adult years, Why were they telling us the F1 was the fastest car in the world when this car did that? Why?
Like, I really want to know that. Maybe y'all could give
like
me
clarity on this situation, because 254 is well over 243, and it says this was the fastest street legal car in the world. Let's see. Now, mind you, I know there was only one made technically, I believe, right? But I'm like, still, it was street legal. Wasn't a conventional car builder. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. He amusing. Admitted he convinced his art teacher, allowed him to swap the V8 into, okay, whatever. After his racing career, yeah, 70 there. I loved it, Don's trying to find Chevy Trust. Yeah, he's just trying to explain how Callaway Cheese 254s look. This is what the car looked like. This is what it looked like. This did 254, y'all, back then. But they've been telling us the fastest car ever made was a McLaren F1. This did 250 plus. That's crazy to me. I'm like, yo, I never, ever heard about this as a kid. Never. This was not in no video games. I mean, if it was, y'all put me on, but it wasn't in none of the video games I was playing. I never heard about this Corvette. So I never even I never included it as far as fastest cars in the world ever. Let's see. Simple Stuff really achieving these three goals took a near complete re-engineering of the Corvette platform, starting with a 1988 Chevy Corvette C4. Farm engine under to transform the car into 889 horsepower twin turbo monster, capable of speeds previously unimaginable for a road going car. This had a 5.7 liter Chevrolet Performance small block V8. Twin turbonetics, 22 psi boost. Yeah. It's a long list of changes, but looking at the car, it looked extremely normal.
So like, yeah, you know, there's not
run and its lasting legacy.
There's not a Corvette that has reached this.
So like, yeah, you know, there's not. I mean, as far as I know, there's not a Corvette that has reached this number yet to this day, and this was back in 1988.
Really?
Why didn't we hear about this? Why didn't they talk about this? See, Sledgehammer first changed hands in 2004 when it was first sold for only $221,000. That's nothing. This that made history, you feel me? But it failed to meet their reserve. Oh, he tried to sell a car or whatever. Car once again went up for sale in 2021, and once again the car failed to meet owner's reserve. It appears someone knows what they have. Never being likely to come close to its top speed again, its legacy has had a profound effect on Corvettes to this day. Yeah, you know, so let me know if y'all knew that. That is weird. Like, why wouldn't y'all include that in the fastest cars of all time, right? That's just weird to me. They never did that. All right. Let me just double check. Oh shit. My B. Whoops. All right. No, I wanted so yeah, let me know about that, right? All right. It is almost possible to fathom how one of the world's most iconic supercars could ever have struggled to find buyers. Yet, thanks to stratospheric pricing and in turn, many cars were left unsold for years. The plan to produce 300 cars was soon abandoned, with 106 examples of both road and race prep cars eventually being made. The stellar rise in popularity of the F1 over the past 2 decades has seen values rise to over $20 million, making this 3-seater supercar one of the most valuable vehicles ever created. That's a fact. All right, they lost me. They lost me. Tell me if they lost you, y'all, because they lost me now.
Now you're just saying stuff.
Now you're just saying stuff.
Pontiac Aztek.
Number 3, the Pontiac Aztek. 2001 to 2005, this was created. Mind you, care what y'all got to say about it, because if you telling me this look good, you're lying to yourself. You know you lying. Look at this. This car was hideous. I remember as a kid, I knew this car was hideous. I'm like, what was y'all thinking? What was y'all thinking with this? Maybe I wasn't thinking.
It's gonna be equipped with a
It's gonna be equipped with a
3.6, 185
3.4 liter V6, 185 horsepower, 210 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60? What are we talking? 10 seconds. You know it's not for speed.
Quirky
car rarely become volume sellers, and the Pontiac Aztek was a case in point. Despite it being a perfectly competent vehicle, its hideous style kept look, even he used the word hideous, kept customers away, and sales were a fraction of GM's 75,000 unit annual target required to make the project viable. Just 119,694 cars were sold in the US, which is still a lot for something like this. Over 8 years, making the Aztek a dismal failure that saw GM lose money on every car sold. I expected it to be even less than that, y'all. I don't know about you. The Aztek appearance on TV, especially in the Breaking Bad series, gave it street cred with a younger audience, and it has since become a desirable cult design. Branding it an automotive icon may be a stretch too far. It absolutely is. But it certainly turns heads and is sure to become even more popular with age. I disagree. I think it did have a little run because of Breaking Bad, and Breaking Bad was a great little series. I rock with that show. If you've never seen it, definitely I would advise you to see it, but I feel like everybody
has up to this point. No, I think that was
its little run. That was it. It had that little run, and I think that's over now. I could be wrong, but I think this is really all it had going for it. Was a quote unquote like a camper type vehicle. Like if you wanted to go somewhere outdoors, you feel me, in the area, like look, the license plate is in Washington. Like that's why I expect to see a car like this. But as far as classics go and as far as the value it is raising, I don't see it. That car is hideous to me. All right, number 2. Yeah. Porsche 928. We already covered this car in the video. If you're an OG, you already remember. This came out between 1977 and 1995 in production. I never really liked this Porsche. I mean, you know, it's different, but it's just I ain't gonna lie. This is very ugly to me. I've seen some people try to, like, the front isn't the worst, but the back is like crazy. Like, what was y'all thinking? Like, this is crazy to me. Even this profile is like the wheel, everything is just This gonna be equipped with a 5 liter V8, 288 horsepower, 302 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60, what we talking? 5.7 seconds. That's not bad for something like that. The model that 911 was never going to have it easy, but the Porsche's 928's complexity and pricing made it a hard sell even to those who were ready to move on from their aging 911s. Early cars weren't all that quick thanks to a smog choke V8 that developed just 219 horsepower in the US. Porsche persisted with the design, refining it for almost 20 years and turning the 928 into a serious grand tour in the process. While it never managed to dethrone the 911, the 928 offers its own blend of performance and luxury that appeals to many collectors today. Clean examples are particularly desirable, and those once futuristic looks have aged beautifully. I mean, I get it, but I disagree.
I believe this was in Scarface
as well. Could be wrong. I think this is Scarface. If it wasn't this one, it was another one. But either way, I think this car is hideous to this day. I don't see it. I did actually see this car more often, like a few decades ago. But right now, I don't see people like actually being sought, like this car being sought after. The V8 was definitely something different for it, and I know people appreciated it for that. The interior of this car is actually not bad. They didn't show pictures of this, but like I said before, I've already covered this car. This is like if you want just to own a Porsche and say that you got one, you could actually jump into this relatively low and just say you got a Porsche. You feel me? But Yeah, I'm not crazy about this car. Never have been, never will be.
All right,
All right.
number one.
Oh, y'all should already know this. The OGs do. A Volkswagen Phaeton W12. This came out between 2004 to 2006. Okay.
This car was a part of
my most viral video. You feel me?
A lot of y'all didn't know about.
A lot of y'all didn't know about this.
Some of y'all still don't know.
And some of y'all still don't know about this. Look at this. This was when Volkswagen was on one. Okay, Volkswagen was not playing no games when they came out with this right here. This to this day is still one of the best looking, probably the best looking sedan from Volkswagen. I mean, it's hard to beat this. I ain't gonna lie. The back was official. The front could have been a little better, but I'm not mad at it. The interior was alright. You feel me? The interior was cool. I ain't mad at it. Look at this. All of this space. It looked good. Equipped with a 6-liter in. Well, hold on. Come on, man. Like, come on. How you make this big of a mistake here? It's a W12. He gonna say a 6-liter inline 4. Come on, man. Somebody help that man out. This came equipped with a W12. 444 horsepower, 413 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60. What we talking? 6.1 seconds. Not everybody is a badge snob, but when you're buying a super luxury sedan with a 12-cylinder engine, even the least brand-aware buyer will want something with a bit of style and swagger. Ferdinand Peach? I don't know. Chairman of the Volkswagen this way. I thought that was Envision. Envisaged? I don't know, y'all. Help me. Volkswagen that will surpass its German rivals in performance and luxury. And that is how the VW Phaeton came to be. While Peach, or whatever, was undoubtedly a gifted leader, the buying public did not see a Volkswagen as an alternative to an S-Class or a 7 Series. Even if it did have up to 444 horsepower and could cruise at its 155 mile per hour limited top speed all day, which is impressive, sales were dismal and depreciation on the W12 models were astronomical. Values can still dip as low as $6,000 these days, but solid examples are worth a lot more. And those in the know revere the W12 Phaeton for its impressive engineering and seriously advanced tech for its time. Whether it will ever be a valuable future classic remains to be seen, but it certainly is a motoring icon that has yet to be fully appreciated. So you know for a fact, 100% agree with that. I always like this car. I've seen it a few times, not many at all. And the thing is with this car, like I mentioned in the video that I covered it in, this is a Bentley, pretty much, with a Volkswagen badge. You know Volkswagen makes Bentley, so when they came out with this, they shared a lot of the parts. They shared the engine, you feel me, with the Bentley, I think it was or something like that, right? But they shared it with the Bentley, and this car was just different, but it had that Volkswagen badge. This is no different than like today how people view the Kia K900 or the Genesis G90. You know, people look at that and be like, oh, it's a Hyundai. You feel me? It's a Hyundai. I don't want it. But just because it's a Hyundai doesn't mean it's not like a good car, you know? But a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth from the brand of Hyundai from Kia, so they don't sell like a Benz or a BMW would. You feel me? So this is the same type of issue or problem that this car went through back in the day because people just didn't trust it. What? Why am I going to get a W12 Volkswagen? Why would I do that? You know, so it makes sense, but I'm not going to lie. If you could come across one of these for $6 I'm all over it because... Like, come on, when you gonna see this again? The only issue that you will come across is definitely finding certain parts here and there. But other than that, I think this is a classic. But a lot of people to this day still don't know about it. So, you know, that's why the value of this hasn't really skyrocketed because nobody knows about it. And this is one of those like hidden gems I feel like will always be like I would say maybe affordable to get into if you can find one. Because the people who have these cars now, they probably been sitting on it for years and hardly ever driving it. So when they get it off, they probably gonna just get it off for whatever. Like, hey, you know, I don't drive it, I don't really do nothing with it, and it probably needs some work here or there. So take it off my hands. You feel me? Comparison to like having true car enthusiasts that love it and do this to it and do that to it. I think it was just a certain crowd of people who purchased this initially that, you know, maybe just didn't feel like buying a new car when it came out. But when they get a new car, they probably just put this up, you know, and it might be sitting in a lot of people's garages to this day collecting dust because either they can't drive it based on them possibly getting parts, or maybe it's too expensive for them to maintain, you know? So this is definitely a gem. I would definitely advise people to cop it if they come across it, but that's just me. All right. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about the list, okay? I definitely think some of those cars of people jumping in, for sure. I think a lot of those were cool. Not all of them, you feel me? But I think a lot of those was definitely cool, and that's why I came out with the last video regarding cars that could potentially be future classics or just super desirable cars, because we're right at that time now where, you know, like I mentioned before, there's a lot of electric cars out, there's a lot of hybrid cars out, and people definitely want to keep something from the past going into the future, you know, and this is a good time. I mean, you know, with the tariffs, of course, that does affect some prices on certain cars here and there, stuff like that. But, you know, for the most part, it's definitely going to be something where if people have the money to put into it, like, for example, I just seen a video of a dude who just copped he copped one of these. Hold on. And I always loved this car.
If you've been keeping up with my videos, you would know.
Let me see here. He caught one of these, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of felt some type of way. Like, man, I wanted to do that. Allergies going stupid. Okay. Hold on. So he copped one of these. All right, peep again. Look at my screen. He got one of these, y'all. And he spent money on it to pretty much turn it into a very, very, very fast car. Now you can get these with the W12 as well, or you can get it with the V8 in the AMG version, excuse me. But this car has always been a nice car. It's always been a very nice car, and I don't know if y'all remember, but at one point I was gonna get it because one of the people that I rock with, he kind of bought and sold cars, and he had one of these. But at the time, I felt like he was asking a little too much for it, and it wasn't in the best condition. So I was like, I'm going to pass. But I didn't want to pass. Like, look, this is still, I mean, I know it's 100% dated, but
this is definitely a car that I would still jump into to this day if I can get a great deal.
This is definitely a car that I would still jump into to this day if I can get a great deal on it. And just, you know, put some money into it. You feel me? I think it was this dude that I seen that copped it. So shout out to him. But yeah, this is an underrated car, y'all. If you can get into one of these with a W12 for less than 10,000, like, come on, man. Like, I think that's a no-brainer. That car is official to me. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. Definitely, like, I think a lot of cars are in that specific special area now where they could definitely be valuable going forward. So let me know what cars y'all looking for. Let me know something that you possibly see as a classic. Put it in the comment section below. You feel me? Of course, you know, respect the build. Okay. Definitely copy your shirts. Get right. Other than that, you already know if you're looking to tune your car, you're looking to mod your car, make sure you click the links in my description. I got you covered. But that's the video today. If you like it, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. And just like that, I'm gone. Peace.